My friend Dave gave me the secret to life. The one thing that everybody needs to know if they ever have a question about how they're supposed to live or what they're supposed to do, the key that unlocks the secrets and mysteries of the universe, he gave it to me in one sentence. I put that one sentence into the mystery box because I was just so amazed at how this provided the answers to everything. So why don't you all come up with me and let's go and see what is in the mystery box so that we know the answer to everything. Oh, Theo's beating you to it. Come on, guys. Come on up. Well, you don't... Okay, you can bring the mystery box forward. That's a good idea. The key to understanding everything is in this mystery box. What does it say? Open it up. What does it say? The most important thing is... Turn it around. The most important thing is just ask John Butler. That's the key to the universe. Okay, go over and ask John Butler. Maybe he has something else to tell us. Okay, bring it over here. The most important thing is... To keep the most important thing... Ask Reverend Scott. Okay, Reverend Scott has all the answers. Okay, I think we better read this in order so that we get the whole gist of the key to unlocking all the mysteries of the universe. So can somebody, let's see, Liam, can you hold up the first one? Can you hold that up really nice and high? And let's see, Elijah, you hold up the second one really high. And Declan, you can hold up the third one, other way. All right, the most important thing is to keep the most important thing the most important thing. There you go. That's the mystery to unlocking all of the secrets of the universe and knowing how to live our lives. We just have to always keep the most important thing as the most important thing. Doesn't that answer everything? Is there maybe one question we haven't answered yet? What is the most important thing? Okay, well, you guys can all go and be seated. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So if we just know what the most important thing is, then we can always keep the most important thing the most important thing. Well, you might not be surprised to learn that Jesus' disciples, his followers, his friends, they thought that maybe Jesus had the answer to this question about what is the most important thing. And in today's gospel story, we find out what two of them, James and John, think the most important thing is. They go to Jesus because they think the most important thing is power. That makes sense. That's a pretty good answer. They think that Jesus is really powerful. They think he's going to become a lot more powerful. They think he's going to be crowned king. And that he's going to have a throne and a crown, and he's going to have all the power. And so they say to Jesus, we want to be powerful with you, so can we please have a throne and a crown to sit beside you when you're really, really powerful? Do you think that James and John got it right? Is this the most important thing, being more powerful than anybody else? No? You don't think they got it, eh? What if they figured out that it was money? Jesus is going to get really rich. What if they had gone to Jesus and said, we want to be rich with you? Is that the most important thing? Okay, so that's not it. Fame. Do you think it's fame? Jesus is going to be really, really famous. They want to be famous with Jesus? No, okay. What about popularity? Having everybody like you. Is that the most important thing? All right, so James and John, they're a little bit confused, and do you know what? They're not the only ones. All of the disciples are a little bit confused. They just can't quite figure out what the most important thing is, but they're pretty sure that Jesus knows what it is. And actually, Jesus keeps trying to tell them, but they're not listening. So I'm going to get Jeff, who's our crucifer this morning, to bring down the symbol that we have in our church of the most important thing. Because this is what Jesus keeps trying to tell his disciples about. He keeps trying to tell them about this. What is this? This is the cross. Okay, so Jesus is telling his disciples that, you know what, there are a lot of people in the world who think that power or money or fame or popularity are the most important thing. And so if they have any of that, if they have power or money or fame or popularity, they just want to keep it. And they don't like anybody telling them that something else is most important. So even as Jesus is teaching his disciples, there is already a plot to get rid of Jesus, to make him stop talking about this other thing that is the most important. And he's telling his disciples that in fact what's going to happen to him is he is going to suffer, he's going to be made fun of, and they are going to try to put him to death on the cross. But he keeps telling them anyway. Even though it's making some people upset, he keeps telling them that there is something other than those things that is the most important thing, and it is this. Your life is a gift from God, and you are loved by God. That is the most important thing. Your life is a gift from God, and you are loved. That most important thing, that's what Jesus keeps in front of him always. And it's why he does everything that he does. It's why he feeds the hungry. It's why when he finds somebody that is hurting, that he tells them that they're forgiven. It's why when he finds somebody who's sick, he heals them. It's why when he finds somebody who's lonely and has no friends, he connects them into a community. It's why he gives up his home and goes all around to all of the different villages to tell them that their life is a gift from God and that they are loved. Because when you know that most important thing, when you know that your life comes from God, then you know that the most important thing to do is to share that with other people, to share that love far and wide. Now, Jesus already is pretty clear that he is going to get into trouble because of this most important thing. But he's telling his disciples about this not so that they're scared. He's telling them so that they have courage. Because the amazing thing that we're going to see is that the most important thing is also the most powerful thing. And so all these people who think that they can make Jesus go away and that they can kill him, they're about to discover that nothing is stronger than God's love. So that's why maybe you've noticed that when we come into worship and when we read the gospel and then when we go out from worship into the world, what do we follow? What do we walk behind? We walk behind the cross. That's right. We walk behind the cross so that the most important thing is keeping the most important thing the most important thing. So that we can always remember and we can always guide our lives, everything that we do, everything that we give, according to that. Our lives are a gift from God, and we are loved. Now, at the end of our service today, Jeff is going to lead us out carrying the cross, and the choir is going to follow along behind Jeff, but then I'm going to invite all of you to follow along behind the choir so that you get to be part of that procession where we lift up the most important thing and we keep it as the most important thing, and we know that is the most important thing. Amen. And with all those important things in mind, we are going to stand as we are able. We are going to affirm our faith. We are going to pray for our